It's the moment you guys have been waiting for. Supernatural is back. I can't wait to talk with you guys all about it, joined by my favorite ladies. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Oh my God.
Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Woo! I can't headbang right now.
Oh, ladies, we're back. Gentlemen, we're back. Monsters, ghouls, all things evil and good in the world. Supernatural is back. Season 12, Episode 1. Keep calm and carry on. Carry on, my wayward sons. I'm Lyndsey Wegner. You guys can find me on Twitter at Lyndsey Wegner. And today I am joined by my two favorite Supernatural ladies of all time right here. Starting immediately to my left, Katie Campbell.
Hey guys, you can find me on Twitter at Katie E.E. Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell. I'm so excited to be back talking about this show.
And I'm also joined by Alexis Torres. She's back, you guys.
I'm back. I'm ready to talk about my boys with my ladies. You can find me where all shenanigans will ensue by me at ATorres890.
Okay, before we get into the show, tell me one thing that's happened since Supernatural ended last season and started this season that like is brand new. I'll start.
Yeah, go
So
for
give
it.
you guys a little.
Yeah.
I got a new puppy, you guys.
Oh my God, the puppy is so dang cute.
I've got a little baby boy. He's my child. His name is
very
Rutherford
cute.
B. Hayes. You can follow him on Instagram. He's really, really super cute, and you won't even believe your eyes when you see him.
Thanks, Steve.
So that's my like new and exciting news.
Yeah.
Katie?
Oh, you know, a lot is the same, but I started watching Grey's Anatomy. This girl.
This is and wait, what season are you on?
Season 9, okay? The rough one. That's a problem. Oh my gosh. I don't want to talk about it. I just started it. Okay.
Yeah. All right, and Alexis?
A lot of things have happened. And the girl, if you can't, iTunes listeners, you can't see, but Lindsay's putting up her left hand because
I have nothing there, but
I got engaged.
Yay!
I don't know if you can see it, but yes, there is a ring there. I think I posted on Instagram how, where, and what the ring looks like. And I also got a little fur baby myself. His name is Rocky. He's a 7-year-old terrier mix, and he's an old man, but he's adorable. But he stays at home because he's an old man. I need to join your club. You guys have cute puppies now. Yeah,
get a new baby.
Yeah, just a little tiny baby, little fur baby.
All right. Supernatural's back, you guys. Tell me your first impressions of this episode. Obviously, we've been long awaiting this after the season end. Katie and I got to watch it with some of the Supernatural peeps, actors, actresses, directors, producers, all things awesome. And the last episode was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And left us not hanging too much.
A little bit.
But not in past where I've, like, Dean wakes up with demon eyes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I can't go through another season like that, guys.
Yes.
That's too much.
So, what are your first impressions of the episode tonight?
I'm excited about it. I liked it. It wasn't super, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was crazy, but I'm really enjoying it, and I loved it because I really want to know more about this British Men of Letters and that chapter and all the things that they have going on. Like, it really set it up very well, too, because Mom's back, but I feel like she can't just come back without something being off, you know, and something, there's more to that story. I'm really looking forward to the season.
I'm very intrigued of how, I mean, I know that Supernatural doesn't really hide from gore, but we got really gritty this episode. I mean, you guys couldn't see it, but the ladies during a certain torture scene, it was just like, they were just screaming at the screen, and it was awesome. Not because they were uncomfortable, just because the situation was weird.
I had to turn away.
Oh yeah, no, that was full on, like, the skin was burning. It was weird. But no, I'm also intrigued by how Mom's role is going to be a part of their lives, and seeing what this terrible, evil Mary Poppins is up to. I want to know.
She's, I mean, I don't
like her.
None of us really like her, but I want to know what the whole point of. I mean, I guess she's trying to work together to get rid of monsters, but there's. I want to know who Mr. Ketch is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't like him. She said he's a psychopath. She's a psychopath.
So
I feel like he's probably like way worse though. Maybe he's the one that taught her.
If a psychopath thinks she's a psychopath, he must be really crazy.
remember, she has a son at home, so I'm thinking, baby daddy.
Oh snaps!
Yep.
Lyndsey, that's
Maybe.
so good. Oh my god. My
It's baby
brain.
daddy.
Oh my brain.
It's totally
It's not right. Sorry.
All right, so let's talk about this episode so we can get to all this crazy stuff. Dean and Mom meeting really for the first time for her in 33 years.
Still can't believe he's 37. That's just he's a hot almost 40-year-old.
It's great.
We talk about that. God dang.
It's getting hot in here. We've also got, the fans here.
Yeah,
our fan club.
I brought the
Thanks
boys
to
back.
Alexis.
There's gonna be a couple more additions coming in soon. So, Crowley.
My Crowley.
Yeah.
I loved hearing Dean explain to Mary how he knew, like, who he was, how John and her met, and like the fact that he knew all the lyrics to the Led Zeppelin music, and that like made her give him her number, or made her give him her number, and they got married in Reno, and all this like this cute little like love story that Dean just like totally told and just went through all the emotions.
I'm glad we didn't
cute.
have to see it. It was kind of like, this happened. Now we can move on and get to the good. Not saying that their love story isn't good stuff, but like we didn't have to have a flashback scene of like seeing how they met and go through that whole episode. You know what I mean?
Sure, and we also got, a little bit later on, finding out what happened to John, and John giving his life for Dean's, and God's sister brought her back.
Yep.
At least this is what we think right now.
Can you imagine that happening and trying to take it all in and how different the world is 33 years later?
That's crazy. I mean, just because, even just 10 years ago, we were still in a weird, even just thinking about like the 90s, it just felt like it was a totally different time to what it is now. Like, it's nuts. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I feel like that psychologically has to do something to her, and I think we're going to explore that probably in the season, how she's trying to cope with coming back 33 years later.
Yeah,
and it's
especially
just,
with technology pretty much like taking over our lives too.
Yeah.
Adjusting to all of that. It's got a major transition because it's not like she was eased into it, kind of like our grandparents were with cell phones and stuff like that. Even my dad he has to voice text. He can't text message. He has to voice text.
Yeah.
But getting into that, knowing that for the last 10 years we've been texting and he's had to figure it out. But imagine 30 years later you come and you're like, wait a second, this is a computer.
Yep.
It's small and movable.
Yep. You can take it anywhere.
And your cell phone isn't a Zach Morris phone.
Oh my God.
These are big changes for us.
My mom still has her original the big cell phone, and I was just like, I don't know how you're doing it. She's like, how do you think we had beepers? Like, I love how you had to look at your beeper and then had to find a payphone and call somebody. Like, that's...
I would enjoy that. I hate texting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do.
I still talk to most of my people through calling instead of just texting all the time.
Yeah.
So, because sometimes I'm just like, I can't.
No, it's too much.
I have a lot to tell you, so just pick up your phone.
It's too stressful.
No, I agree.
I agree. I prefer to use the phone and call.
Yeah.
Call a friend, phone a friend. So we see what seems to be a meteor, but it's not. It's Castiel, flying into some deserted area in Kansas.
That was crazy. I thought it was going to be a villain, and I was like, nope, that's just gas.
It was so funny though how the guy was like, "You're on Earth."
Where am I?
Exactly. What do you expect when you see something flying out of the air? You totally do think it's an alien.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Believe
That
this.
was awesome.
This kid.
So silly.
And so we see Tony with who goes after Dr. Gregory Marion, and she wants him to remove a bullet, suture the wound, and apply some anesthesia. And we find out that Sam is in the back. He has his bullet wound from her shooting him, and which we all knew that it wasn't going to be a kill shot. It was just going to be an injure some sort of slow him down kind of shot. And the guy agrees to do it. He's a vet, but he does agree to do it. ends up getting $100,000.
Oh, I mean, I don't
That's
like what
why
he
he did
did,
it.
but I could use that money.
I would do it too.
Yeah.
Student loans. He said it.
No, I'm in the same, but I was like, oh, that would take care of all of my loans.
Yeah. Buy a house, man.
Oh my God.
Or put a down payment down. I mean, that's
Something.
Yeah.
All of the toys for Rutherford, like all of them.
he's already spoiled. Every time we go into the pet store, he's like,
I get a toy?
yeah,
He
you
can't
do.
say no to his face.
I know.
No, not that face.
I can't.
should
What
check
am
him
I going to
out.
do with my own children?
Oh God. I don't even want to think about that. I spoil my dog too.
Exactly. How do you say no? Okay. Back to Supernatural. So we get our first Crowley sighting, who discovers a body, and this is what you guys like straight up loved. These two minions that are, working basically for Lucifer at this point and doing his dirty work, but they're going through what was it, a 90s like hormonal teenage girl?
Oh my God, it
Yeah.
was so beautiful.
It was like he was in a vessel before, a 14-year-old girl vessel, one of the demons, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, he's like, we couldn't tell if like Carlos or with Julia, and then Carlos is bae, but like Julia is like this something bitch, and I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And then I loved the other demon's face where he's just like, what is happening?
Hormones.
And he's just like, hormones, man, And he's just like, no.
Remember those days, guys?
Oh God, don't take me back to 14. Don't do it.
Longer ago for me.
No.
Almost 20 years ago.
Lies and deceit.
Literally almost
Girl.
20 years ago.
Girl, you were looking good. Always.
Thanks, ladies. This is why I have them on the panel with me, so that we can all just compliment each other. All right. So these British men of letters, she wants to know how Sam and Dean have saved the sun. So we're going to get into that. But, she says they're there to help. We don't believe any of this. There's no way.
Nope.
Because she's taken Sam away. She shot him. She wants information. He says he's been tortured by Lucifer. So really anything she does isn't gonna do work. So he's like, oh, cold shower. I can handle this.
Yeah, but cold showers are hard.
Yeah, and the fact that he can't like move, he's just sitting
Yeah.
there and just letting water. I was scared that she was gonna waterboard him. That's what I was afraid of. But no, I mean, it was close to that, but it was just I can't sit there in a cold shower. Like that sounds terrible. Like
No.
forced to do it.
Just sitting there. No.
Nope.
And so that's what they start off doing. We'll get to what continues later. Dean actually takes Mary to the bunker, who she thought the men of letters were actually a myth. She's finding all this stuff out. She sees a computer. She goes, wait, is that a computer? Cass shows up in the bunker. She's about to shoot him. Thankfully, Dean steps in. And he can hack the camera footage for the traffic. So he can find out that at 2:12 or 2:21 or something, a car goes by and there were no other cars. So we know this had to be something that involves Sam. As we see her processing all this new information and the bunker, and this is where they live. Although my favorite part of this episode, when I got a little teary-eyed, was when they get into the garage.
Oh yeah.
They walk into the garage, the cars are there, and she sees baby for the first time in 33 years. And it's all those memories, all those feelings.
But it
come
wasn't
back.
the only baby.
It wasn't the only baby that was in that garage.
But I love that they didn't say anything. It was just them just communicating, and he was just like, oh.
Yeah. Does that means that he was conceived in that car?
Yes, they were. I mean, come on. Who?
Yep.
I'm sorry. In a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry,
That car is a beauty. Please, that backseat is huge.
Guys, I actually tried to do research because someone was selling an exact replica that you can drive $1.2 million to buy the car from this person. I was like,
Wow.
hey, fiance, I love you because I know you're a huge Supernatural fan. I'm not buying that for you. I will get you that smaller, the other one that you guys see on the table. That was my conversation. I was like, I love you. Here, take a tinier car.
1.2 million?
1.2 million. It was on like some crazy car, like fan Supernatural like site. And they were like, someone made it. Like you can even open the trunk and it has like,
Wow.
a compartment. Like it's to the T, a Supernatural Impala, but
That's
I
great.
can't pay 1.2 million
Yeah.
for that.
No.
I can't find the listing anymore, but this was like this is like
Did somebody buy it? Wow.
It's out there.
no, it's out there.
You guys can
somewhere.
buy it for $1.2 million.
That's crazy.
If anyone wants to give us a ride, let us know.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I just want to take a picture of it and sit in it. That's about it.
So Tony mentions that over in England, they find monsters within 20 minutes and they're killed within 40.
Do you guys believe that story?
I do, but I'm assuming those methods are way worse than what we actually saw from. I mean, but they were also kind of like, not barbaric, but I guess like it didn't seem. I don't know. I don't know how European hunters are, but like I feel like there's more than meets the eye, and they're just not telling us yet because it's only the first episode.
But I don't quite understand how they can find them so quickly.
I think that's what has to do with Mr. Catch. Maybe he actually has something else. Maybe he's a demon, and maybe he's using his powers, or a fallen angel, or something like that. You never know.
Because the boys' way of finding them is through newspaper articles or following like leads and stuff like that. It's not coming about in 20 minutes and being taken care of in less than an hour.
Or even though they're saying that they're killing the people that they're finding, maybe they're keeping a few of them that they might be able to use for whatever their powers are.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, that's a good.
and going from there. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know if that's
The last death from a monster was in 1945. It's a long time ago. I mean, it's a very efficient way. If she's she's kind of just giving us a little bit. She's not telling us the whole story, perhaps. But I was really annoyed with her when she said to Sam, "You're a lost cause, so give me the information." Okay, if I'm a lost cause and you're gonna kill me anyway, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
And
Screw you.
Yeah, and if Sam and Dean aren't impressing them with their hunting skills, who else is gonna impress them? What other hunters? She wants to know all the other hunters, so they can work together.
If you can find a monster in 20 minutes, can't you find a hunter in the same amount of time or less? Technically.
Ooh, that's
Lies
a
and
good
deceit.
point.
That's some BS. That's what I'm sniffing out.
Did you ladies think she was going to say, "Let's make America great again"?
I was I was expecting that. I'm really glad she didn't.
I was too. I was like, glad to hear was "Let's make America safe." I was like, okay, yes.
Cool. We are moving
on board. So the next form of torture, since the cold shower wasn't working, was the burning, which had all of us
I had to turn away.
getting a little bit more nervous. So we get back to this trail of bodies left. We know that Lucifer is behind all of this, but he won't show himself because he feels like the minions are being followed, which is obviously true. Since Crowley appears, they have a little tete-a-tete. What do you say? How do you say that? Like
What do you
tete-a-tete? Like chat-to-chat. Like, I don't know. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
They have a little
I'm with you,
discussion, and he ends up killing both of them. And because they had said, hell will not follow Crowley, they will only follow Lucifer. And he's like, well, who's laughing now?
Me. I was.
Yes, Katie was.
And not to interrupt you, Lindsay.
No.
According to everyone in the chat, I guess they were using like warding spells, and that's how they were able to find all these creatures and monsters so quickly. So I guess in that scene where he was walking and that thing was lighting up on the top of that, because it was really hard for us to see because our screens are kind of shaded over, so it's really hard to catch like little details. But there was, when he was walking around, you can see something up on the top, and it's supposed to tell us like, oh, there's a thing there, so they just have to go to it, I guess.
Yeah, so that they have them in 20 minutes. But what if that monster's really quick and he's traveling?
I don't know, but that's what it is. They said it's like an early warning signal for them to go to that location. I just don't know how they get there so fast. Is my problem. Yeah.
What about the fact that she said, okay, so no monsters have been there since 1945. How long has she been in charge? And is she aging or is she not aging?
Ooh, I didn't think about
Who's
that.
been in charge of this before her? And why does she have the power now?
Yeah, it's weird.
Or does she have the total power? Or maybe they're
that Mr. Ketch guy might have more power than her. I don't know.
they're working separately.
That's so weird. Yeah, that's why I want to know more about their organization, because it feels like it's kind of all over the place right now. So I don't know.
Well, the last thing we see of Crowley in the Lucifer situation is that there's a picture. There's 4 people in the photo. We count Meanie, Miney, Meanie, Miney, and there's missing a Mo. So he knows that Lucifer has to be in the body of the young boy. And we jump back to Dean, Mary, and Cass, who get to the driver of the SUV that was transporting Sam, try to get info from him. I guess they got the Dr. Marion. Was that the info they got from him, or did they just see him at the coffee place?
Yeah, because they went to go get food, and then we saw Mama Winchester trying to soak in the fact that everybody's using some sort of technology, which also I'm just gonna have a tiny little rant about the little kid who was playing with the Vita, which was like this thing that was this big. He was doing one of these numbers, and I was like, it is a touch screen, but when you're playing a game, you don't do that. Anyway, I'm just gonna put that back there.
What do you do?
Well, it's like a handheld, like kind of like a Game Boy.
okay.
Like you can touch the screen, like on the menu and stuff like that, and there are certain games that you can do that, but most of the time you're supposed to be using the buttons. But whatever. I'm assuming that he was probably like searching for like the YouTube app or something. But that was just me because
Knowing what's going on.
I was just being nitpicky. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Guys. But yeah, then Cass was the one that noticed the vet's car driving into the veterinary like location.
Okay.
That's how he saw him, and then they just walked over to be like, "Hey, you know something."
So the driver said, "Hey, this guy was a vet."
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Well, yeah,
And
pretty
then
much.
they put it together like that, the puzzle.
So we have now seen Sam with his burned foot. That was pretty graphic. And they're talking that, this torture isn't going to work. And that's when, I believe her name was Miss Watts. Yeah, Miss Watt mentions, perhaps we need some help from Mr. Ketch. And she says he's a psychopath, but we think she's a psychopath as well. And she doesn't want him around. So instead of doing physical torture, they need to torture his mind and
She picks
break
up, like,
him
a
that way.
syringe of some sort.
Was it?
I mean, obviously to hallucinate.
Ugh, creepy.
So, as we kind of talked about Mary and Cass, the first moments on Earth, lots changed in 30 years. They go to Dr. Marion, who has told him that he took $100,000 basically to take the blood out of Sam, but he doesn't really have anything except he has a phone number. So at least they can call him. So they call her.
Okay. This guy is a horrible liar.
Oh my god, he was the worst. He was like, they're like, do you have anything else? Nope. That was everything. Are you sure? Totally. And I was like,
Totally.
oh my god. I mean, I'm assuming the actor's probably not that bad. I'm just like,
Yeah. It was his character.
That had to be like that.
because even when he was on the phone, when she called him, she's like, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine.
Great.
Definitely okay.
Try and hide it a little bit better.
Jeez.
But he obviously does get a hold of her, and Dean grabs the phone and says he wants Sam back in one piece, and she says that this is not possible.
We got the first, I mean, I know we're not supposed to curse, but we got the first bitch for the...
Yeah.
Because I always count them every time now with the episodes. I was like, we got the first one.
Number one.
Number one.
And they go drive off to try and find Sam and track him down. By now, the torture has turned from physical into this high-pitched ringing sound
Oh, poor Sam.
for Sam. And there's visions of Mary and Dean and Kevin and all of the dead ones. And he's starting to feel guilty.
The voices and Dean saying we're dead because of you.
And it forces him to slit his throat. Or does it?
You guys
She's
should
too smart.
You guys should have seen Lyndsey and Katie just reacting. Like, I thought we were like really convinced for a second that we
He
were like,
did a good job. I saw what he was doing, but I was like, is he or is he not?
he wasn't moving. He did really good.
Yeah, the blood, he cut his hand so he could really sell it to Tony.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ugh.
So she freaks out. Tony comes downstairs, sees, goes over to Sam, sees the puddle of blood, thankfully from his hand that he was slit like
I'm
this.
so proud of him, though, for going through all that and hearing those things and,
being able to still.
being able to
Yeah.
be like, I'm going to play a trick on her. I'm getting out of here.
But I still have to agree with what Sam said. He's been tortured by Satan. Like,
Right.
there's really no other worse torture than that. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
He does start to overtake her, but Sam the softie.
I just wanted. I mean, I know we can't have a season without her because obviously she's the baddie for now. But I was like, you had an opportunity. You could have killed her. We could have moved on. You would have escaped. You would have found Dean. Everything would have been fine. But this is supernatural.
I thought he had just like made her pass out.
No, it was a weird.
know?
It was such a weird shot because you see it cuts to him choking her, and then cuts back to her feet. So it looks like she's kind of gonna like fall over, like getting ready to fall over. Because you know how like in theater you're supposed to use your knees and your ankles.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so it looks like she's about to pass out.
Right.
And then he lets go of her, and she falls. And then as soon as he like tries to go for the stairs, she immediately gets up. And I was like,
Yeah.
what happened?
She's playing the same game he was.
Ah,
Choke her out for longer.
jeez.
Gotta see her pass
Gotta
out.
make sure for the eyeballs
Yeah.
to go back.
Come on, rookie mistake.
Come on, Sam. 11 years already. Get with it.
He had
Or
a
12
bad
seasons.
hand, you guys.
I know, that's true. That's true.
So she ends up using the cattle prod on him, gets away. He's
lot,
now locked down in the basement, alone and lonely, waiting for someone to hopefully come and rescue him.
thinking that his brother is dead.
Yeah, which is
All
all
the while.
unfortunate.
Yep. Because he didn't hear anything on the phone. He
Right.
wasn't there for it.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I just want to say about Tony is when Sam told her in the season finale, like, Dean's dead. And if she doesn't trust him and she knows all about these boys, why would she just be like, all right, I'll take his word for it? She should do her, if she's so good at what she does, she should be like, okay, well, let's have somebody go make sure he's dead.
Yeah, and I love how, like, as soon as she finds out that Dean was alive after the phone call, she was like, we have a problem. And I was like,
Yeah, you're
you're a terrible agent.
clearly
That's what you
she's
are.
not on top of it like she says she
Which
is.
Sam did say,
Yep.
too, which I was like, jizz.
Well, she was smart enough initially to stick her assistant, Miss Watt, on, like, kind of hits him in the tail end of the car and knocks Mary out. They get out. She throws a major smackdown.
Yeah, it was impressive.
That
It
was
scary.
awesome. Those brass knuckles were. I
mean-
I want them so bad. I mean, I'm not
feel
gonna
like
use them on anybody, but I just want them.
Everyone has to have them or something. She's got her.
And it looked like did she have she had markings on them, right? That's why it made Cass bleed. I think.
Oh, that's horrible.
I couldn't even look because I was
Yeah.
like,
'Cause she-
it's so hard to watch somebody get beat with that because it's just 10 times worse than a fist.
It's rough.
Tony has a pair in the next episode. So
Well, because when she had her hands behind her back and there was like a tiny close up on it, you can see tiny.
like there
little
was
markings.
something there to go back and watch that and see if there's anything that we can tell and
Yeah.
figure out for the next couple episodes or who these people actually are, if there's any history with that. I'm sure we'll find out later on, but always nice to be a little bit ahead of the game.
I know for sure.
She ends up overtaking them twice.
That was beautiful. I mean, like I usually don't root for the bad guys, but the choreography for that fight choreography for that scene was out of this world. As a martial artist, I was like, oh my god, it's so amazing.
You got to give props to a woman that's that strong that can literally take out Dean.
I love it, but it also set up for another badass woman to be like, God, in the chest, you did.
We got Mary killing her with the gunshot, which I had to go back and watch one more time just to make sure it didn't hit Dean at all. Or
It was close.
I was like,
that was
Shoulders.
right over the
Shoulder.
right over the shoulder. And Mary's actually a little bit. I mean, at first I thought she was like, I can't live in this life again. I thought that's what she was going to say.
That would've been
What did you think she was going to say in her having the conversation with Dean about how she didn't want this life for them? Now she feels guilty, but they kind of got into it. I thought she was going to say, I can't do this. I can't be here with you guys doing this anymore.
I thought she was gonna like it a little bit after. Like that's me being overly positive on that, but I thought maybe she's like, I can see why you're in it and you guys are good at it, so maybe I should start doing that or whatever. Or or she was just gonna be like, I need to just take a back step.
did not think she was going to actually say, I don't want this. I can't do this. But I feel like that's going on in her head currently. I think she's battling those thoughts, but she's also trying to be thinking, wow, it's a great opportunity for me to come back too. But why? I think there's a lot going on up there.
Yeah, but I also think that she'll be a good asset too for the boys. I just don't know how Sam's gonna react.
That's what somebody in the chat wrote. I saw. They
Yeah.
said, how is Sam going to react to seeing
Also,
Mary?
poor Mary. She said this is her first day from
First
33.
day back on the job.
She's like, I learned about that my husband's dead. Both my boys are grown up, like in their 30s. I got to meet an angel, and I got to kill a human being with the thing.
Yeah, her first kill
Her
was a
first
human.
kill was a human. Whoa. Like that's not even 24 hours yet. And she got into a car accident. Dear God.
But the human is the assistant of someone that's torturing
No,
Sam.
no, she was an evil person. It's fine.
It's, yeah.
She would have killed him either way.
I don't feel bad.
Nope. Neither did.
So before the episode closes, they find a body, and a police officer says it was named Lucifer. And we see Mary, Dean, and Cass driving to, it looks like Missouri, because that was the last phone call from Ms. Watts to Tony. And they do a really shoddy job of trying to hide the car. And
Oh my God.
gosh.
Immediately.
this is going to cover the car, one tree branch.
But I love how they use their hands to push it. I'm like, if a cop finds that, they could let's just dust for prints. Oh, look, there's 2 pairs of handprints here. Let's figure that out.
And we get Sam all alone.
Yeah.
It made me so sad. Did it look like Tony was kind of having some confliction?
Oh, absolutely. I
A
think
little
so.
bit. Did I say that? Did I use that word correctly? Okay. Yeah.
She was conflicted.
Yeah, about the fact of like, oh man, kind of feel bad that I have him tortured in a basement. But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe she was also studying it.
I feel like she was, scared when she first came out from the basement after he attacked her, and I think she was a little bit, shocked
Shooken
at
up,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I think maybe she's thinking about him as maybe he's stronger than I thought, and maybe he's smarter than I thought, and maybe I should listen to him more, and maybe she'll want to try to team up with him. I feel like she's not going to be the villain the whole time. Maybe they'll end up teaming together against Mr. Ketch. I don't know.
Yeah, because maybe she wants him dead, and maybe she actually needs the boys for it, but she needs to know everything about them.
Exactly. This is how she's going to get her revenge on him. You have to team up together like we saw Rowena and Crowley, and Rowena and Lucifer, and then the boys. So that was the episode, you guys. That was it.
Yeah.
There's like a lot going on, but setting up major things for the next, obviously, season, the next few
so
episodes.
excited.
So let's talk about some predictions.
Yeah.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Maura, Tony, and Sam next week. Obviously, she's going to find out that Miss Watts isn't returning.
Yeah.
So she may have to do the dirty work on her own, actually, which I want to see her get her hands dirty.
Yeah, because she put on those brass knuckles
So-
and she's about to go to town.
Let's see her do it. Rowena's back, which
Yay!
that excites all of us. And Rick Springfield joins the cast, which I'm really excited
I was
about.
like, as soon as they showed the teaser, because Lyndsey knew about it, I was like, what? What is happening? Oh, that's awesome. I hope he's a demon.
It's Lucifer.
Oh, he's in. Oh, shut up. Are you serious? That's amazing. I always knew it.
Oh my gosh.
I always knew.
It's gonna be so good.
Oh man, that episode's gonna be so nuts. I'm so excited.
So predictions for next week or the next, few episodes this season.
I want Lucifer to sing.
Oh, I want Lucifer to sing too.
Just because Rick Springfield's going to be in it. I agree with Katie. I definitely think that she's going to slowly get onto the boys' side, and they're going to team up to figure out who this Mr. Ketch is and just kick his ass later on. I think Crowley is going to have a hard time. He kind of had a hard time last season. I think it's still going to continue, which kind of sucks, but I feel like but as soon as he gets his crown back, everything's going to be right as roses. I don't know about Mom though. I'm a little worried about her, but I'm also not at the same time. I feel like she's going to find her role in life and just kind of roll with it. Not to be punny there.
I agree with everything you're saying. I feel, to add on to the Mary thing, I think she is going to come into the role, but it's going to take time, and I think we're going to explore all those thoughts going on in her head.
Do you think she'll be around the entire season?
I would hope so. I would hate to see
hope
her
so.
go. But I also have a bad feeling that she's not going to last either.
By mid-season, she'll be gone.
You think so? Mid-season? All right. All right, I can call that.
I don't like it.
I just got really sad.
No, but
I don't like it at all, but
it makes sense. I feel like the boys will have to experience that all over again, but she will be happy because she got to spend time with them.
She got to spend
And then
quality
she gets-
time with them as
yeah,
adults.
and then she gets to be with her husband after, and it's all good from there.
I think it's going to be a peaceful go because whatever reason she is here, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, she might sacrifice herself for one of the boys because I mean that's just Winchester.
that would be the perfect thing to
fashion.
sacrifice herself for Sam or Dean. That's actually a great idea.
Oh man.
Amara did bring her back to Dean.
So she can take her away.
Are there consequences though when she would
I
do
mean,
something like that?
I agree because I thought maybe she was going to be completely different when she gets back. I mean, we don't know anything yet because it's only been the first episode. So maybe she's, you know, like I said, maybe she'll eventually start liking the fact of killing or something like that. You never know.
Right.
But yeah, I do agree. I don't think she's going to be here for the entire season. Something's going to happen where either she becomes not evil, but like she starts acting kind of strange, and then or we're going to get her just like jumping in front of one of the boys, and that's it. Oh man, that stinks, but it'll move the story along.
I still want to find out about this Grand Coven. This is still something that I want to see. So maybe they can develop that since we're going to get into the Men of Letters, the British side of it. So
Do you think the boys will travel to London and
I
get to
think-
see what hunting is in Europe?
I think that's possible, and that's why I think it's even more possible that they bring the Grand Coven into it because it all happens over in Europe.
Oh man, that would be so cool. Ha! I want to see Crowley try to take over London.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got some good stuff coming up this
Got a
season.
meaty season. I'm excited.
All right. Well, where can everyone be found? We'll start with you, Alexis.
Oh, okay. You can find me all over social media at atorres890. I'm on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm doing Lethal Weapon on Wednesdays, Timeless on Mondays, obviously Supernatural with these girls on Thursdays. So definitely check that out. I'm also, speaking of wedding stuff, I'm actually starting a Twitch stream, which is playing video games live. To help out with funds for my honeymoon and like little things like that. So you guys can join me after Luke Cage because that's happening for the next few Saturdays. Luke Cage, I forgot to throw that in there. Where you can join me live while I play video games and you guys can help me pick out stuff for my wedding and also help me pay for some stuff if you want. I also just like having you guys as my company.
That's fun.
Thanks.
It's really fun.
You can find me on Twitter at Katie E. Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell. Instagram at Katie Campbell 13 and YouTube.com/Katie Campbell online. And Vampire Diaries is starting back up. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday after that. So 5 p.m. we will be talking about Vampire Diaries Sunday. The 23rd.
Third.
Yeah.
23rd.
And this is Lyndsey here. You guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Lyndsey Wegner, or my blog, lyndseywegner.blogspot.com, spelled LYNDSEYWEGNER. Also, we may have a special guest in next week. Gonna tease that it's a gal. She's got a very, very, very busy schedule that she has to fly out for super early on Friday morning, so we're hoping she can work with this late show airing. We know it airs at 11 p.m. here in Pacific time, and that is late for us as well as you guys. So thank you for joining us now. Thank you for watching later on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, all the things. But hopefully we have a guest in next week, and we like her a lot.
Yeah, we do.
So we'll see you next week. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.